Atmospheric rivers are the topic of this In the Know. We're going to preview what might be on the way and a recap of the flooding that we've seen in Washington State. The governor declaring a state of emergency, and we've been feeling impacts north of the border as well. And the forecast that's brought this atmospheric river leading to the flooding in recent days. Well, after a brief lull in the heavy rain, yet another atmospheric river event. In fact, a Pineapple Express on the way. So let's break it all down for you here as we welcome in meteorologist Nadine Powell. Pretty stunning visuals with the flooding we've been seeing in recent days, Nadine.
Yes, Matt, at this time of year, especially when we tend to get most of our rainfall for us along the south coast, November, December, even into January, a lot of the times it is because of these atmospheric rivers, like you were saying.
Yeah, and let's go by the definition. So these long, narrow streams of moisture in the atmosphere, we can get up to 90% of north-south water vapor transport through this mechanism. Now, Nadine, what we have on the way late Sunday into the early part of the week is a Pineapple Express, and these tap into not only some of that mild air, but the moisture originating from the Hawaiian Islands. So this could be a kind of a multi-pronged impact there, both the mild air and especially the heavy moisture that's on the way.
Yeah, so not every atmospheric river is a Pineapple Express, but every Pineapple Express is an atmospheric river. And lots of research has been going into this of late. Scientists have come up with a classification based on duration and intensity on a scale of from 1 to 5, 1 being the weakest, 5 being the strongest, and typically a 1, 2, or 3 can be, perhaps beneficial, but then from 3 up, Matt, we start to get into perhaps that hazardous territory.
That's right. Yeah, we can kind of hit that tipping point where, yeah, sometimes if, we'd like some rain to balance out dry conditions. However, when we kind of get just the repeated activity, then especially the AR4 category, which has been pretty common for Washington State lately, the hazardous implications we can certainly see. Now, Nadine, there's certainly been no shortage of intense rainfall events. We can go back to 2021, mid-November. This was quite a standout flooding event, and looking at some of the recaps of the rainfall totals we got over that multi-day span, Nadine, some communities getting months of rain in just a few short days.
Yeah, certainly so. And of course, the impacts of that, we've had tens of thousands without power, evacuation orders, and certainly damage and mudslides and landslides. We saw the consequence of that with many of our highways and thoroughfares, Matt, back in 2021.
That's right. And now we can kind of bring it back into the present. So again, it's sort of a multi-atmospheric river event. We can recap in recent days some of those rainfall totals we're dealing with. And yes, for the Fraser Valley, things becoming quite complicated there. And unfortunately, with some of the impacts we're already seeing, maybe not as severe as Washington State, but more rain on the way with this Pineapple Express. Nadine, we can recap already some of the implications that we've been navigating through.
Yeah, certainly so. So, of course, the rainfall, again, is expected to become more intense as we head Sunday into Monday. And that, of course, will jump off freezing levels, which could make things worse with snowmelt.